Go.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Splash Panel issue 6. It is 6:14. I knew the date.
Okay. I thought you were actually talking about the time, and then I realized we started around 7.
Yeah, no, it's like 7:11. Go get your Slurpees.
Yes. We are now sponsored. We're not. I wish we were.
We can get sponsors. Maybe we can get the local comic book stores. And,
Yeah.
You know, the two other people on the internet who don't live in Buffalo can be like, I'm gonna go to Queen City.
I'm going to go all the way down there to get the same comics that every other comic book store has.
Every other. Well, sometimes stores have like people signing stuff.
Yeah.
Like they had some local comic writer signing Wednesday.
Oh.
She writes for like an indie company I never heard of. But
Yeah, right,
that's cool. You know? So
Signed comics are always more as long as they're legit.
sometimes those indie comics are the ones that are worth like a lot because they have low print runs.
True.
So yeah. Queen City, not a sponsor. All right, so I'm Mike. This is Lucas. Dropped the ball on that one. I knew the date, but I didn't do the intro. You should know. We'll have like a little star, be like, see episode or issue 1.
Yeah.
And we'll editor know.
If you don't know who we are yet, please watch our back issues.
All right, so comics, I guess. We'll just start there since that's the point of this. I feel like I've read a lot in the last 2 weeks, mainly because I read the entire Venom run from when they started the Legacy numbering. That was last summer. And, oh man, do I regret not getting that in physical.
When it was legit?
It was good. Like, it caught my eye when I got back into collecting. It was only like in its second or third issue.
Right.
I'm like, oh, Venom. And I know it's Eddie Brock again because I had read the Venom Inc. Story arc. So I'm like, maybe, but I didn't pick it up. And now I guess like issue 3 is worth a lot, and it probably...
What's so important about 3?
First null.
Oh,
gotcha. And
gotcha.
I think it's only going to climb, because we'll talk about that when I talk Silver Surfer.
Right.
But it was good. It was really good. So Null's this like symbiote god.
Yeah, he's got the sword.
Yeah, he's like older than
like
the
time.
universe or something. Yeah. And he's responsible for all the symbiotes. And...
I love like religion type lore when it comes into stuff like that, because like the like he's essentially a god.
Yeah.
And like he crafted, like he made the symbiotes, like symbiotes, whatever you want to call them, and they they essentially like they do his bidding.
Yeah.
And then they put him in jail.
I'm maybe that was in a different issue or something. I'm not quite sure why. I know he appeared in Guardians.
Right.
You explained that as to how he got jailed. Maybe they did in Venom. I don't know. I was reading them all while watching a hockey game. So
One of the artists I follow, I think he goes by like Art Germ on Twitter. He did one of the variant covers for Absolute Carnage recently, and it's got Carnage like all hulked out, big like Venom.
Nice.
Yeah, looks very cool.
So, anyways, that was a good arc. Still leaves me with a lot of questions as to like what exactly his powers are and stuff. And I'm pretty sure
he seems to have dominion over symbiotes. That's
yeah,
about it.
but like somehow Venom broke the connection.
Right.
And then there was this old symbiote that the U.S. government was using named Rex.
Mm-hmm.
And like his host died, but like he basically possessed his host and used him as a puppet.
Oh, it's like a corpse?
Sort of.
I didn't realize they could do that.
Well, I guess, actually, no, maybe it wasn't even as a corpse. He was just posing as the guy, because in some of the more recent ones, the symbiote leaves Eddie Brock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, what was good about it, too, is there's a lot of twists.
Right.
And it wasn't like twists for the sake of twists.
Right.
Like how Naruto ended.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, wait, here's Kagura and the White Zetsu and all this crazy stuff.
There's all of a sudden 12 more enemies that we didn't realize that they were enemies.
Yep, exactly. So, what's cool about this run is you kind of get to see the relationship between Eddie Brock and the alien.
Right.
And it was cool because, like, I don't know, the alien's keeping stuff from Eddie Brock.
Right.
About the alien's purpose and past, and even, like, repressing and replacing Eddie Brock's memories.
Oh, wow.
He makes Eddie Brock think he had a sister that died from cancer.
Oh. That's it. we're bringing back the cancer Venom suit.
He made Eddie Brock think he had cancer all this time. I don't know how familiar you are with the origins of how he became Spider-Man or Venom.
Not really.
So he gets fired.
I know the one from Spider-Man 3.
Kind of similar.
Oh.
He gets fired from
and actually the new Venom with Tom
a paper. Less similar. To
yeah.
That. He gets fired from paper. He thinks he's got cancer, and he's at a church, and that's where the symbiote comes to him, because that's where Spider-Man loses his, and they bond. And I know in a cartoon version, Spider-Man's responsible for Eddie Brock getting fired, and I think that's also true in the comics, but I've never actually read those ones.
Because he was like falsely reporting things, right?
Something like that, yeah. And Spider-Man busted the story open.
Yeah, because that's actually what he was doing in 3. He was lying to J. Jonah.
Yep. So I guess the symbiote made those memories in Eddie Brock after they joined. He never had cancer when he found him, and like the whole time Eddie was like so accepting of the suit is because he thought he needed it to survive.
Oh.
So that was a cool twist.
I still like the Flash one way better. It's got the bandolier and stuff like that.
Oh, that Venom made an appearance.
Really?
Because like there's these things, they're called codex, that are left behind from the symbiotes.
Right, and they go into like each person the symbiotes have ever touched.
You read the like Carnage tie-in? Yeah. So, the Maker, Ultimate Fantastic Four, Reed Richards.
God.
He's a bad guy in the main universe.
It sounds... Oh, right, because they did
They like converged.
Converged, and like some people got replaced.
Yeah. So he's a bad guy.
I'm surprised they actually did something with that. Because like they made a big deal, like Reed Richards is evil now. That's the last I heard of it.
Well, he's been around the Venom series last few issues. Not so much with the War of the Realms stuff.
I would be terrified to meet a Venom that can basically infinitely stretch.
Well, he didn't want to wear the symbiote. His motives still are a little like, I'm not sure what he wanted. He had the codex from Flash Thompson's corpse. Oh. And then like the symbiote reabsorbed it, and they turned into the Flash Venom. Right. And they made their escape. And basically for like the mid-chunk of this run, Eddie Brock's connection to the symbiote was like severed. He still wore it, but like there was no personality there because of his final fight with Null and the way they killed it. Right. Like he locked it in a furnace and held the thing there, and the symbiote was weak from the fire. Right. So they make it seem
I wonder if that means like people that have fire powers can't bond. Like, could the Human Torch or like Ghost Rider bond with the symbiote?
I don't know. See, Carnage, when he bonded with the Green Goblin, became immune to fire.
Oh.
I don't know. I think that's more because of the Goblin formula than the bombs.
The super serum or
it
whatever
had like fire coming out of its mouth and stuff.
Oh, damn.
So maybe it depends on the host.
Okay. So I see that picture every now and then. It's like Hulk with the suit on Ghost Rider's bike and all that stuff.
Oh,
it's like, what is going on
terrifying.
here? Please tell me if this is real.
So the suit leaves Eddie, and he like transforms into like a man in a coat, and he just walks away. Meanwhile, Eddie Brock finds out that this person that he thought was his younger brother was actually his son. And it was another like thing that was kept from him.
Right, because they were messing with his head.
Well, he may have also just been ignorant to that. Like his wife was pregnant.
I was going to say, did they say who the girl was?
The one from the Venom movie.
Oh,
Anne
okay.
Wine or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
She
Hot Venom.
She found out that they were pregnant. Oh, that's why. You want to know how she got pregnant?
How? Venom?
Because she bonded with it, and it had his DNA or whatever. She became pregnant, so she never told him.
Literally immaculate conception for as far as she's concerned.
Well, I mean, she's aware of how it got there. But yeah. So, Venom's a dad without any of the fun. And
same with Eddie.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Well, yeah. Venom reproduces asexually. I guess Eddie Brock does it just
does Venom
without
have a kid?
Carnage.
Oh, right. Does Carnage have a kid?
Toxin, who I think is dead.
Oh, wow.
Anyways.
Let me guess, he corroded things?
I don't know how that went. That was all when I wasn't collecting. I know Eddie Brock was Toxin at one point.
Oh, good God.
And, like, Anti-Venom was trying to... What was he doing?
I feel really bad for, like, the family of symbiotes. They all kind of hate each other.
Carnage is trying to kill them all, too, right now.
It is, so, like, Null made them, right? Mm-hmm. So, is there, like, a progenitor of the symbiotes and, like, everybody else is a child of him? Like, is that Null? Like, because I'm assuming Null didn't, like, split and make a kid. I'm assuming he, like, crafted it from something.
Yeah, that's how it kind of seemed. Like, he made it. And then, like, from that, like, I don't know, then it just kind of, they reproduced and stuff. Like, Venom's a descendant of one of these. It's not like he was made by Null.
Right.
So, like you said earlier, in a sense, he is, like, God. He created man, and then man reproduced. So, the War of the Realms stuff was kind of, I'm bored with War of the Realms.
What's Wolverine up to?
Well, specifically the Venom stuff I was talking about, like, since he doesn't have the suit, this weird, like, dark elf witch is like, oh, I want to be a weapon? And he's like, I'll take your power, lady, and then he turns against her, and she gives him this, like, crystal. It's a wish crystal or something they call it, dream crystal.
Oh, this will end well.
And he just basically recreates a suit and becomes Venom. But then she gives a second one to his enemy, Jack-O-Lantern, and they're fighting in wherever the hell they are. Maybe they're in New York? I think they're in San Francisco at this point. So that was the last couple issues. It looks like it finally wrapped up. Maybe there'll be one more tie-in because War of the Realms is still going. Mm-hmm. But I'm ready for that to be done. I'm bored with War of the Realms as a whole.
Was it just boring, or
I don't know?
Did it just go too long?
It's partially
too much Wolverine.
No, that might make it a little more interesting.
Not enough Wolverine.
It's just very all over the place, and like, I don't know. I kind of hate when limited series have their own tie-in limited series.
Right.
Like, it's one thing, too, if it's just like one issue.
Right.
But it's one thing, too, if it's a tie-in like the Venom tie-ins, where that's part of his run.
Right.
They have a Spider-Man tie-in that's its own limited series.
Right.
They have an X-Men tie-in that's its own limited series. I don't want to get all of these.
All of a sudden, you look at one book and it like webs out to like 15 extra series.
Exactly. It's just a way to sell
and then
books.
they all connect one to one spot, and like you have to have had all these different things.
I mean, I understood Civil War and World War Hulk pretty well without that, but they're making it harder to do that.
Right.
And
well, I mean, they probably think of it more like, they gotta sell books.
That's exactly it. And they're doing the same stuff with Absolute Carnage, which I'm probably actually willingly
That's
going
because
to give.
You have a problem.
Well, no. I mean, this Absolute Carnage series looks like it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, if it's anything like Maximum Carnage from the 90s, this should be good.
So what is his end goal? What does he have to do?
He's trying to get the codex from all the people that ever wore a symbiote so that he can bring Null to Earth or something.
Oh.
Break him free from the prison.
Okay.
Because, like, what Venom fought, from my understanding, was just kind of like an avatar.
Oh.
Not his real physical form.
So does Venom still have the wings?
I think they explained that it might be missing, but I want to say in War of the Realms I saw it.
Huh.
In one of the main War of the Realms books. So, but that's another thing. Like, Venom's fighting with the Savage Avengers, but there's no body in there. And I didn't realize that while I read the first round of War of the Realms, because I hadn't read Venom yet.
Right.
But Eddie Brock's off protecting his kid in the West Coast, while this guy is, out and about. And I don't know, I'm intrigued.
He's never, like, any of the symbiotes have never, like, bonded with an alien or something, right? Like, from another world or whatever like that.
Carnage bonded to Silver Surfer.
Oh. That seems very hard to do since he wields the power cosmic.
Yes, I've never actually read that particular thing. I've seen the covers, but
Cosmic Venom. Can you imagine that? Now, you've heard of Cosmic Spider-Man. Get ready for Cosmic Venom.
So, I don't know. Well, and I think, too, so Silver Surfer Black, we'll talk about that.
Right.
First, what do you think of the title?
I mean, it seems like they're going a Dragon Ball Super route on this, and that never works. Don't just create a nega version of whatever you're fighting.
Okay, so you thought it was a bad guy.
I thought, like, you'd have Silver Surfer and Black Silver Surfer.
So I read it. He basically gets separated from the Guardians of the Galaxy.
He's working with them now?
They were at the last will and testament of Thanos.
Oh, God.
And they got ambushed by the Black Order.
Oh. So what's Galactus up to now? Right, because isn't Doctor Strange's Herald right now?
Maybe. I don't know. They just kind of mentioned Galactus in like a brief 2-page backstory of what the Silver Surfer was.
Right.
So basically he falls to this weird void, and he comes across these 3 giants, and he's asking them for help, and they start attacking him, and he fights back, and he's like, I don't want to fight you, and they keep fighting him. So then he makes this sun to get rid of the darkness.
Okay.
And then this door opens, and a hand grabs him.
Oh boy.
And it's Null.
Okay.
And the Silver Surfer's right hand's now completely black.
Oh.
And I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a symbiote or what else.
If it's been venomized.
Yeah, I don't know what else is going on. Because does Null have other things besides symbiote and sword power?
Well, I mean, he does have that that mark or whatever on Carnage's head. Maybe he can mind control people or something.
Yeah, well, I think that has to deal with the fact that Carnage is a symbiote.
Oh well. Yeah. True.
Because they all kind of have that.
Oh, do they?
That swirl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
When he takes over one, they all have that.
Oh.
But that's, I don't know, I was kind of let down by Silver Surfer Black. Because, the hype around it made me think I had to get this.
So he just has, a black hand now?
Yeah, I mean, it's still a limited series. I think there's 5 issues, so there's 4 more to go.
Right. Is that monthly or weekly?
I
bi-weekly?
think it's going to be monthly.
Oh, God.
Or it could be bi-monthly. It depends if they want it out before Absolute Carnage.
Oh, God. You have to wait until, December to get it all done?
No, not every other month, twice a month.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't know. I'll probably read it. I'm glad I did not pick up a copy. I read it online.
Right.
And I think I would have fallen for the hype if I did buy it, because when I went to this one shop that sells out because all the collectors go there on Wednesday at 10 when they open.
Right.
I went there Thursday afternoon and they still had stacks of them. I'm like, okay, so clearly the hype is built up, and I can pick these up at my leisure. It's not something I need to get if I really want it. Other things, Major X.
Okay.
This Major sucks.
Oh no.
I hate it.
Why is it so bad?
Oh, I don't understand it.
Explain to me your hate of the Major X.
I don't understand it. Maybe I need to sit down and read all the issues together, because maybe I'm forgetting things. But they're just all the time traveling and dimension jumping and stuff. I just really don't understand.
That's why I'm concerned with Far From Home.
I'm still not convinced that's going to.
Mysterio is the good Mysterio with magical powers.
No.
Yes, he is. There's actually a crane off screen that's been dangling him around this whole time.
I think Major X2 is extended. I think it was supposed to only be a 5-issue series, but they are having a 6th one that comes out in 2 weeks. And basically the twist of this issue is you find out Major X's parentage. So you already know he's son of Cable. Care to guess who his mother is?
Jean Grey.
That'd be a little wrong, because that'd be his grandmother.
It's alright.
It's Storm.
Oh, God.
Which is really confusing, because
how the hell does that work?
There's more time travel, and basically this...
Wait a minute, how old is Major X?
He's from a future. I don't think they specified the year. He's, I don't know, young man.
So, Storm would have had to have a kid, and then, did she have it in the future? Did she have it in the past, and then, he jumped to the future?
That's Cable's story, so...
I hate time traveling in the X-Men.
X-Men's time travel, because I still don't understand... And here's the thing, they time travel at the end of this issue back to 2019, and that's where they reveal that Storm's the mother, but all the X-Men are dead.
Oh.
Or at least those ones.
Storm's dead?
Storm, Jean Grey, a lot of the popular X-Men all disappeared with X-Man and Legion. You remember when I was telling you about that? That happened, I don't remember when that wrapped up, early in January, maybe February. And now the new X-Men books are Cyclops, Wolverine, and then a bunch of lesser-known X-Men. So, all those...
Jubilee?
No, I think she was part of the ones that died.
She's doing finger sparklers in hell.
I'm talking, lesser-knowns, Havoc and...
Havoc's pretty well known. He was in a movie.
Well, that's the only reason. Like, random X-Men that would be like a 1 or 2 issue.
And his worst brother.
These X-Men that are the new team are like random ones that would be like a 1 episode spot in the 90s. Mm-hmm. Like, Cable's more... Bishop's more popular than these new X-Men.
Bishop is his brother, right?
Bishop's the one that time travels.
Oh, right. Okay. Yep.
You know, more time travel.
I'm sorry, I get those confused.
My favorite is in the X-Men cartoon in the 90s where he time travels.
Yeah.
And so does Cable.
Right.
And they have objectives that go against each other. So basically, Cable's whole... Bishop's whole deal is he's trying to stop Apocalypse.
Right.
And Cable needed Apocalypse to take over to preserve his timeline or whatever.
Oh, good lord.
And, like, there was this disease that was supposed to wipe out...
mutants.
I thought it was mutants and humans.
Oh.
But, like...
Because I know that was the like, whole story of that one animated show. Like, Wolverine and the X-Men or something like that.
It could have been... It's been forever since I saw
the professor could walk with robot legs. He had, like, these things on the outside of his legs that let him walk.
It could have been that, but basically, like...
And he kept, like, talking to people in the past.
Bishop's trying to eradicate the disease. Cable's trying to make sure that it survives. So then, like, Beast is like, how about a middle ground? And they infect Wolverine with the disease, and he instantly makes antibodies, so they have a cure for it. So both futures are able to happen. I'm like, fuck time travel.
Well, I mean, like, they did the same thing to cure Jubilee of vampirism.
Did they? Yeah.
They had what's his name?
They have Wolverine do it?
Yeah, they had what's the guy's name? The vampire that's in Spider-Man.
Oh, Morbius?
Morbius. They had Morbius bite Wolverine so he would create antivenoms to the vampirism, and then they used that as a cure to save Jubilee.
You know, I gotta say, like, in the X-Men comics, they always portray humans as being, like, afraid of mutants and stuff.
Right.
And then there's, like, another contingent of humans that would look to, like, weaponize them.
Right.
I feel like if mutants were real in our world, the latter's gonna happen, where they'd be like, well, we can use you for cures, we can use you as weapons, and we can do this and that. So Wolverine would be pretty beneficial. Yep. You don't want to, get rid of his mutation.
Yep. And, I mean, like... The Wolverine's just one of those things that, like, how far can you push him before he's just a walking petri dish infecting everybody around him?
Here, actually, I'm glad that this came up. Oh, wait.
What's that?
Did I not save it?
Oh.
Son of a pup. There was a meme I saw. It's just, like, kids sitting at a tea party or whatever, and, like, this person's jumping in to destroy it. And it's labeled a normal conversation, the people sitting peacefully.
Right.
And then the guy who's jumping over, Wolverine can never be circumcised.
Yes, I saw that because you linked me in it on
Facebook. Okay, that's right. I tagged you in it.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, and I was like, yeah, that will come up.
Yeah, because it was like a SpongeBob meme.
That's what it was, SpongeBob. A normal conversation.
Well, it's like the same thing in Game of Thrones. Tormund Giantsbane, like everybody else just sitting around getting drunk, having a good time. It's like, you want to know why they call me Giantsbane? When I was 3, I killed a giant, and I laid with his wife. She thought I was her baby, so I suckled at her teat for 3 months.
This actually happened in the show?
Yes. That's why I'm so strong. Giant's milk.
Okay. All right, we'll talk a little bit more comics before we move on to, I guess, the next part.
I have something I want to talk about when we're done with the book side of comics.
Okay. So Spider-Mania.
Mm-hmm.
They are, like, producing way too many Spider-Man books.
They are.
And I'm the sucker buying them all.
That's because they're all good.
I've actually liked this Hunted story arc. Basically, this writer, and it didn't dawn on me until I was looking at Spider-Man Reddit.
Right.
Seeing what fans were thinking of it. I was looking for more of their thoughts on Life Story than anything, but Amazing Spider-Man was there.
The Life Story is the one that's been going through the ages, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll talk about that in a second. So this Hunted one, like this guy pointed out, he's like, this was just a way to kill Kraven, but replace Kraven because his son's still alive, right? His son's still alive, and he's a clone.
Right.
And at the end of this issue, he basically cuts his hair, puts on the lion thing.
Right.
So it was a way to, because was a way to get rid of the stupid arc from, oh god, maybe 10 years ago now, where they resurrect Kraven.
Right.
But a way to also bring him back.
Oh.
So, like, one fan pointed out, he's like, this writer has been single-handedly trying to remove One More Day.
Oh.
And if you're not familiar with that, and whoever's watching is not, that's where he makes the deal with Mephisto to get rid of his, everyone forgets his secret identity. Yep. And I started reflecting on some of these things. Spider-Man's...
Didn't he have to give up, like, his relationship with Mary Jane for that?
And in the beginning of this new run, since this writer took over after Dan Slott...
Right.
I think his name's Spencer. Spider-Man and Mary Jane are a couple. He revealed his identity to Black Cat, so she remembers who he is.
Oh.
Kraven is dead / back.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah, like, this guy is trying to undo...
They're like resetting a book.
Yeah, he's trying to keep the stuff that happened in Brand New Day and all, and like, because to just ignore the last decade of Spider-Man stories, would kind of you probably get the same criticism that One More Day did.
Yeah.
Because that got
rid
of
the same thing with like your issues with Dan Slott and what is it, Spectacular Spider-Man, when he was like
Superior?
Superior, yeah, when it was like multiple personalities. Or he was, like, inside of Dr. Octagonopus.
Wait, what?
You hated Dan Slott.
I did not like the run initially, but after I read it, like... Because I knew Peter Parker was going to be back, but, like, some of the things throughout the run was stupid. Like, nobody could tell that Peter Parker wasn't himself. Like, Mary Jane couldn't tell something was wrong. Aunt May... Like, one of Spider-Man's forgetful ex-girlfriends that dated him for a short time was the one to piece it together.
Well, because like you were saying, that Spider-Man, like, Doc Ock Spider-Man is still around, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that was one of the other ones.
I wonder if they'll bring it into the new Spider-Verse books with the new,
movies,
like, Ghost Spider stuff.
Something's happening. I saw a preview. Did you read any of the Spider-Geddon stuff?
I read a little bit of it because like I own a couple of them, but I haven't like actually gone through it.
The full series. Did you see any issue with the Norman Osborn that's Spider-Man?
Yes, he dies.
No, he does not.
Oh, he dies in Ghost Spider.
Oh, that might be a different Norman Osborn.
Okay.
Anyways, he escaped. Like his whole solution for the Inheritors were to it could have been the same one.
Yeah. Because like that's the one I was telling you about where. Gwen Stacy throws because she's the Green Goblin, and
this is gotta be a different
she's working with Spider-Man, and she throws a bomb and it blows up like part of the police headquarters and it crushes her father, and then like she throws another one or something and like it somehow gets redirected to Peter and she kills him as well, or not Peter, Harry.
Okay, so, I think this is a different universe then. Anyways, this Norman Osborn. His solution to the Inheritors were to just trap them in one universe and then like seal off their gateway so they can't go to any other one.
Oh, you said Norman Osborn?
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking Harry Osborn. Harry Osborn was Spider-Man in this one.
And Doc Ock was down to do that until Norman Osborn's like, we're going to use your universe. And Doc Ock's like, no, I'm not down. No, that's not my universe.
Yeah. This is horse crap.
So he did do that. Like he sealed it off so they couldn't escape. Him and Spiders Man, the one that was made of spiders. They escape, and I saw in a preview for Superior Spider-Man after this War of the Realms stuff that like the cover was him fighting that Norman Osborn Spider-Man.
Oh.
So yeah.
They need to stop doing a War of the Realms. Make a War of the Spiders.
They basically did that twice already. But those were good stories. I would be okay with that, I guess.
Bring back Man Spider.
Yes. Yes, they should bring back the Man Spider
like a 90s
from the 90s
thing?
cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time you unlock your phone.
Nick's face.
Yeah.
I don't know. So Spider-Man Hunted, wrapped up. Okay. Liked it.
What did they do because all the rich people dying?
They got arrested. Care? Captain America arrested the rich people that were hunting. And then all the villains that were, in there were also arrested. Captain Marvel went after the guy who locked them into the tech and whatever.
Did anybody, like, were there any, like, heroes or, like, good guys that were in this kill box besides Spider-Man? Because, I mean, there's a lot of animal-themed superheroes.
Not that I can recall specifically in the story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Black Cat.
Oh, right. But she's kind of more an anti-hero.
Yeah.
She's still a thief. Black Cat and Catwoman, both thieves, both really hot, both in black latex.
Yes. That actually reminds me of Symbiote Spider-Man this month.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Mysterio wants a sample of the symbiote.
Mm-hmm.
This story takes place in the past, obviously. Right. And he's blackmailing her because she got her bad luck powers through the Kingpin, and Spider-Man didn't know.
She has bad luck powers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't realize that's what that was.
And he was blackmailing her, so she basically uses sex as a tool to put Spider-Man into a coma. She also, I guess, gasses him.
Oh.
And she takes a little sample of the symbiote.
Right.
But that reminded me of this one panel where, like, Spider-Man comes in through a skylight and she's there. And she just drops her robe, and she goes to the bed. She's like, "You coming or not?"
Oh, God.
Because they had just had a fight earlier in the issue. He's like, "This isn't going to fix it."
It's definitely going to help.
Anyways, another thing. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh, God. How many do they have?
Like I said, too many.
Which is the Spider-Man in this one?
It's the same continuity as Amazing.
Oh,
it's just another title.
Oh.
This actually has picked up, with this issue at least, it was interesting, like, more personable. Like, some of the past issues were just dumb, where, like, Spider-Man, oh God, some of them were just so forgetful, I can't even remember specific plots. Like, their first one was, okay, he helps this weird underground lady.
Right.
From, like, a city, there's, like, a city of New York, under New York.
Oh.
Futurama-ish kind of thing.
Interesting.
He helps save twins from... that were, like, there was a woman who fled that city to live on the surface, and the grandfather wanted them back or whatever. Spider-Man saves them.
Okay.
That was its first couple issues. Then there were just, like, these weird feel-good stories that were in there. Like, Spider-Man plays with a kid for Make-A-Wish or whatever.
Oh, jeez.
And then Aunt May has cancer.
Is that the one where he takes him, like, up to the bridge and stuff like that?
Maybe. Like I said, it's very forgettable. I don't remember exactly what they did throughout the issue.
Right.
The kid's name was Spider-Bite.
Oh, God. He didn't have spiders?
No. Well, the whole issue, it makes you think you're reading, like, Spider-Man fight all his villains, and, like, his little sidekick Spider-Bite comes here and helps him.
Right.
And then, like, about halfway to 3/4 of the issue, you see what's really happening. He's in a hospital room with a kid wearing a mask, and they're playing... And, like, the kid's terminal. And I think he does take him either to, like, web swing or on a bridge or something. And Aunt May's got cancer.
Oh.
And the Prowler's back.
The Prowler, like, from the movie? The Spider-Verse movie?
Yeah, except it's not it's not that guy behind the mask. I don't know who's actually behind this mask.
I was just like, I thought that was a Miles Morales bad guy.
No, that's a real Spider-Man character. Like a crappy criminal that Spider-Man...
does he have, like, the suit and stuff like that?
Not as high-tech.
Oh, okay.
In a run back, like, 4 years ago, maybe now? Maybe 3. He would pose as Spider-Man's body double.
Oh.
Like, so Peter Parker and Spider-Man could be in the same spot. She's one of the few people that know who Peter Parker is.
Right.
But, yeah, there's too many. And I guess we'll get to the last one, the life story, because you were talking about that. I just read those before I came here. They were surprisingly good.
Did they finish them all?
I think they have one more to go.
And that's probably what, like the 90s to 2000s?
It's the thousands.
Oh.
The 90s was this week's.
Oh, okay.
Came out this week. And I was, like, surprisingly... Because it's cool to see...
Are they thicker books?
I think they're $5 books, yeah. They're, like, 30-page books.
Yeah.
It was cool to see some of the elements of Spider-Man, like Green Goblin, and then adding it with the ages, but not just the ages, because they did that in the comics.
Right.
But Spider-Man's aging.
Oh.
That's what's cool about this story.
Interesting.
Like, you get to the 90s section, and he's like late 40s, early 50s, still being Spider-Man, because he was a teenager in the 60s book.
Right. Have they ever explained, does the spider powers, does it give him longer life? Or is he just, like, stronger?
Probably stronger. I mean, if you can say anything in this book, he's aging, and it's not like, if he had a longer life, I would think that
he would age slower, like he would actively look.
Yeah, he's not
look
Wolverine.
younger than he is.
He gets like some healing factors, and he's probably going to be in better shape as an older man.
I wonder if they've ever done like Old Man Deadpool.
No, but they're doing
because like his healing factor isn't perfect. So
yeah. Well, I've never actually read Old Man Logan. Is he actually old in that?
Logan?
Like, I know it takes place in the future and stuff, but is he like
he physically looks older?
Okay. Is he kind of like in the movie Logan where he's all beat and can't use his powers and can't heal?
I don't know about the can't heal and all that stuff, but I know he's like actively like his time's running out. Like his power has basically run its course. I mean, he's been alive for hundreds of years at that point.
True.
Because he fought in like the American Civil War, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That's a great thing that they did with Wolverine, because Wolverine, even if they do a reset, 20 years difference or like 30 years difference down the line from now, it's not going to make a big difference.
Yeah, you don't have to mess with
he can
his
live
origin.
quite a while.
But like someone like Magneto, like they really do have to figure out what they're going to do for his backstory.
Well,
there's no way he can be a World War II survivor.
Well, they were just explaining that for what is it, First Class, compared to like current, because they're supposed to be the same universe. For like,
are you talking Dark Phoenix?
Yeah. So like,
we'll get to that in a moment.
I still haven't seen that movie, but we can still talk about it because I don't really care. There's only like that was in the 90s.
Dark Phoenix takes place in 92.
And then was it 97 or 98 when the first X-Men came out?
2000.
All of a sudden he ages like 45 years in that amount of time, and he's played,
we'll talk about the X-Men movies in a second.
Like, what happens to him? What life does he lead in like 6 years?
So I guess just finishing up the life story stuff. It's cool, and I don't know if I would read other characters, or at least collect. I might read, but if they did that with like Captain America life story, and you see him throughout the decades,
right?
But I wouldn't want them to have like a life story universe, because then it kind of ties what happened in Spider-Man's life story. Because you see Mr. Fantastic, you see Tony Stark.
Okay. Do they explain like the different teams he's been on through the years as well, like showing him like with the Avengers and stuff like that?
Not quite. He's kind of more of a lone wolf in this.
Okay.
And like he marries Gwen Stacy.
Oh.
Only to find out that Gwen Stacy is a clone. And that the professor was hoarding the real Gwen Stacy in a pod.
How the hell do you hoard a person?
I don't know, but Harry Osborn blew up the clones as the Black Goblin.
Oh.
And Peter Parker's was the only one to survive.
He's a Black Goblin?
In that universe.
Oh, God.
He blows up the clones of Norman Osborn and the real Gwen Stacy. Peter Parker's clone survives. They find out that Gwen Stacy's is a clone, so those clones run off.
Ugh.
Spider-Man marries Mary Jane. They have twins.
Okay.
She gives birth to them during Secret Wars.
Do you know their names?
It was Ben and Claire, maybe.
Oh, well, I was expecting Ben and May. That would have been really funny.
Aunt May's old and senile.
Is she really old?
Yeah. Like, she's like not, because she's aging too,
right,
in the story.
That is the only person they progressively age, except for in the movies. In the movies, she gets progressively younger.
Yep.
I mean, Marissa Tomei isn't young, but she definitely looks it.
She's not old.
Yeah. I mean, she's like late 40s, early 50s?
Probably in her mid-50s.
Yeah, something like that.
Alright, so that's kind of it. You should read Life Story. You should go online and check it out. If you're a Spider-Man fan but not a comic fan, and you're just like, I want to read a cool Spider-Man story that,
and it's only those like 5 books, right?
I unless they're going to do a 2010s decade, I would think
Right.
it wraps up with this.
Okay.
This one that's probably coming out next month. So if you just want to like read a cool Spider-Man limited series, I would do that.
Yeah.
If you just know the backstory, Uncle Ben dies, Bite by Spider, all that stuff, you can jump right into the first issue.
Nice. So, I wanted to talk to you about a movie thing.
Okay.
So, I've been hearing rumblings that they want to redo Blade.
I'm not surprised by that.
Because, like, Blade was a big movie when it came out to Marvel fans, and just to, like, people who like werewolves, or not werewolves, vampires.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, Blade, was played, I think, like, by Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, I think I actually read something, too, that he wants to come back if they do it.
Because, like, he still looks young enough to play Blade. And, like, Blade is also, like, I don't know his whole story.
Would you believe that Samuel L. Jackson's closer to 70 than he is 60?
Don't say that. Because then you start making me think that one day Samuel L. Jackson is going to die, and that can't happen. That man's just the greatest person ever.
We'll clone him.
We'll
We'll freeze him next to Walt Disney.
Yes. Because that's what we need to bring back. Walt Disney. Most racist person in the world.
That's why we're going to stick Samuel L. Jackson next to him.
Oh, I see. He'll wake up and be like, oh, God.
Yes.
So, I was thinking, they're coming out with new Fantastic Four stuff, assumedly.
Oh, I'm sure, most definitely.
They're definitely going to relaunch X-Men for the 4th time. So, what I would like to see is, like, they do more of the occult side thing, where, like, they work with Mystic Mysterio, or they work with people who have, like, cosmic powers and stuff like that, and then, like, maybe Dracula comes back, Blade's there, they do the whole, like, Morbius and Jubilee tie-in with the X-Men, and Blade's trying to, like, I don't know, fight them or something like that. I just want to see the vampire stuff get in somewhere.
It will come. And Morbius is a ridiculously popular character for some reason.
Yeah. He's the only good vampire they have.
I've never cared for him that much.
There's no other Marvel vampire.
He's not like a true villain.
Right.
He's like a tortured soul, kind of.
Right.
But he is wildly popular. Like, his first appearance goes for a lot.
Really?
If it's in a near mid condition.
Wow.
And I'm kind of shocked because
he actually has his own run, doesn't he?
If he did, it's over. I haven't seen anything. He may have had a limited series.
Right.
But he is wildly popular, so I'm sure that's coming at some point. I'm sure the cosmic stuff's coming at some point.
They need to do another story with, like, all of the, like, different, I forget what they're called, Eternals? Like,
I think that's one of the things that is
and all
coming.
them.
Yep, I think that's one of the things that is coming.
Like, I just, like, they need to get away from the Infinity Stones, man.
I'm sure they will, because they're destroyed.
Yeah, like, the Infinity Stones have been a thing for the last 20 years or whatever, in comics and in movies that have just kind of, like, dominated what the story is.
How do you outdo anything like that makes you...
Gamora apparently had to go deal with something that was more powerful than the Infinity Stones, so she folded the universe in half.
Was it like a creature, or was it an item?
I don't know what it was. I didn't read it.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't read Infinity Wars either.
I didn't read Infinity Wars. I just read Infinity Warps.
Well, then you won't like my my Dragon Ball Z Marvel proposal.
Oh, I'm interested. Go ahead.
All right, I guess we'll talk about this before the movies. So, I've got a loose idea in my head.
Okay.
It's becoming more and more like
concrete
where I like what I want to happen. So basically, even though I hate Super, takes place during that's current thing. So,
where they're bringing in all these different, like, realities of superheroes
sort
and whatnot?
of. More about, like, Frieza being alive and new Broly.
Okay.
So, did you see the Broly movie?
I have not. I'm aware that they completely took the other Broly movies out of continuity, though. Because it's the first time Vegeta ever meets him.
Yes.
And I found that really funny.
So, Frieza basically tries to manipulate Broly and, like, use him as a weapon directed at Goku and Vegeta.
How?
Well, Broly's dad was still alive too, and like he wanted revenge on King Vegeta, but since he's dead, he had to
fight Vegeta. Right.
So, keeping that in mind, like Frieza's trying to get Broly under his control because they still had that mind control thing. That's how I want this to open up, and Broly's pissed. And in the actual Broly
at this
movie,
point in time, can Frieza go Gold Frieza?
Yes.
Okay.
And in the Broly movie, the newest one, like him and Gogeta basically break reality and they fight in the space between the spaces.
Oh, good God.
Is the best way to kind of describe it. So Broly's going to rip a hole through reality.
Right.
And various characters and things from the Dragon Ball universe are going to come into the Marvel universe.
Okay.
And the first issue will focus on Frieza landing on Titan, where him and Thanos will fight.
Huh.
And they'll be evenly matched. I'm going to have Thanos already have the Power Stone. And Frieza's going to start losing the battle, only to pull out a frog.
Huh.
Which switches bodies with Thanos.
Oh my
because
God.
it's Ginyu.
No.
And then Ginyu takes the Black Order and makes them the new Ginyu Force.
Oh my God. This is so good. I can just see the Black Order doing the poses.
Yep. So Frieza decides he's going to assemble the gauntlet after Ebony Maw tells him about what the stones are. And meanwhile, Broly comes...
The best part is Frieza's already gold, so the gauntlet goes well with it.
There you go. So Broly's destroying New York City.
Right, as he do.
And, actually, he's not destroying the city yet, or at least we don't see that. Spider-Man stops this criminal. And he catches the bag of, like, jewels or whatever, and he pulls out what he's like, oh, what'd you steal? And there's a Dragon Ball in there.
Oh, God.
And then here comes Goten, because it's the 4-star.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, that's my Dragon Ball.
Oh,
and then Broly attacks, and then, like, Spider-Man and Goten are going to fight.
Oh, good God.
And then more and various characters from...
And all of a sudden, the One Piece is actually all the Dragon Balls together.
Wait. All the... So various Marvel characters show up. Gohan and Great Saiyaman. Outfit shows up. Trunks shows up. And they're all fighting Broly. Spider-Man's completely confused by the fact that Goten and Trunks confuse. And at the very end...
That's the most confusing thing to him? He's bonded with another alien before.
Yeah, but not like that.
True.
It's not like Trunks is something Goten wears.
You don't know that. You don't know how fusion works.
And like the first issue's gonna
Sometimes they put on earrings and they fuse.
The first issue's gonna end with like Iron Man, Captain America all getting beat up by Broly and him just like in a fit of rage.
Uh-huh.
And guess who's gonna walk up?
Hulk.
Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
It's like pick on someone your own size. So that's how the second issue starts.
Oh, God.
And basically I want only some of the characters to come over. And like Doctor Strange goes to Dende. Because like that's gonna come over and he's gonna be like, who are you? What are you?
Right.
And he starts explaining their universe. They go to Reed Richards. Dende insists that like Goku can stop Broly, so they got to open a new hole in reality to get Goku to come through. But it misfires, and he ends up in Asgard.
Oh, God.
And he starts feasting.
Oh, God.
And what's the fat guy's name?
And
at the Warriors 3?
Oh, God, I don't remember.
He's very unhappy Goku's eating his feast.
Yes.
So then Thor comes and he throws his hammer at Goku, and Goku catches it.
Oh, God.
He's like, why are you throwing hammers at me? They wrestle, they become friends.
Wait a minute, you just said that Goku has the power of Thor.
Come on, he can ride the Nimbus Cloud. You're telling me that he ain't worthy?
He cannot ride the Nimbus Cloud anymore.
Yes, he can.
No, he's not. He's not pure of heart.
He does it in Dragon Ball Z.
He got down and dirty.
He rides it with his son.
Nope. He actually floats right above it and flies.
He probably only had sex the 2 times.
Doesn't he have 3 kids?
No.
Oh, okay.
Pants' granddaughter.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, so they subdue Broly because Xavier does mind control on him.
Uh-huh.
And then I just want like various like Marvel characters that Frieza. Like I don't know who I want to have the stones. Like who's Guardian of the Stones. I do know like a couple. Like I want Adam Warlock to have the Soul Stone, and they all like Goku and a couple other Marvel characters go to the Guardians.
The Black Star Dragon Ball guy can have the Power Stone.
Who?
The Black Star Dragon thing for the Black Dragon Balls from GT.
Oh, I wasn't counting any GT stuff.
No, you gotta count it. It was way better than Super.
It was, but that'd be even more difficult. And if this were to actually be a thing, like fans would not want
You
that.
you don't want to see Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan 4 Goku?
Wait till I tell you what
You don't want to see blue fur
Wait,
Goku?
you don't even know yet
Oh, God.
what I got planned. So, like, Frieza thrashes Captain Marvel
Right.
to get the Space Stone.
I find that very hard to believe. Frieza's not very strong.
He's got the Power Stone.
Oh, okay.
So he gets the Space Stone. He goes to the Guardians, and that's when, like, who did I want to be, like, the team? It was, like, Goku, Piccolo, I don't remember, a couple other random Marvel characters. And they fight Frieza and his new army, like all of Thanos' forces, with his forces, and the new Ginyu Force.
You're killing me, Michael.
Oh, it's great. It's great. And Goku loses.
Okay.
They get the Soul Stone, and basically, like, he uses the Space Stone to stop Goku from instant transmitting.
Right.
And he's powering up his Death Ball with the Power Stone, and he's going to blow up all of them.
Right.
And then Galactus comes and reflects it, because Doctor Strange sent him to help. And Ebony Maw tells him not to engage with him until he gets all 6 stones, so they retreat. I want Vegeta to be on a team with all women and be really pissed.
Why?
Because I think that'd be hilarious.
Vegeta's way better than all the other Saiyans.
I'm talking about, like, Jean Grey, Storm, Scarlet Witch.
She's going to put him with strong women.
Polaris, She-Hulk.
I'm surprised you said Polaris. She's like an actually good superhero. Well, kind of superhero sometimes.
I wouldn't have Black Widow there. She's kind of too weak to be fighting.
She's just a person.
Exactly. And Vegeta's going to get stomped by them as Frieza gets the Reality Stone.
You're killing me, Mike.
Basically, how I want it to end is Frieza does get all 6 stones.
Uh-huh.
And Goku's using the hammer and Captain America's shield.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Fantastic crafts a gauntlet that uses the Dragon Balls. Which
they're like this big.
Maybe Hulk has to use it, I don't know. I'm picturing Adam Warlock using it, though.
Also, there's 8 of them.
There's 7.
There's only 5 fingers.
There's 6 stones. You put them in the middle.
You put 2 in the middle? They're this big around.
Sure, it's fine. It's fine. You're thinking too much into this. And Adam Warlock uses the Dragon Ball Gauntlet to remove Frieza's, like, all-powerful status.
You only get 1 wish.
Yeah.
It has to go through a summoning.
That's the point of the gauntlet. They cut the middleman out.
Oh, I see.
And they can channel more of the dragon's powers. Because you know how the dragon has restrictions?
Yeah.
This gets rid of them.
Oh, okay.
So they get rid of Frieza's, like, omnipotence. Did I say that right? And Goku throws the hammer through him.
Okay.
And he's dead.
Okay.
And then Adam Warlock takes the gauntlet. He's like, all right, time to fix both realities. And then he, like, fixes the Marvel reality and the Dragon Ball reality and sends them all back.
Good God, Michael. I want to love this, but it's just so weird.
I feel like it's so fanboy that, like, the fanboy... Like, that would sell so much.
There's a fanboy right now that's, like, writing. He's just like, oh my God. People need to know.
Marvel, get at me. I can collaborate with some of your more finely tuned writers, and we can develop some subplots for Hercule Satan and J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh my
I feel like that'd be a good team up.
Hercule and J. Jonah Jameson.
Maybe Fat Boo and Blob.
Oh God.
There's a lot of potential here.
Oh God.
All right, so you haven't seen Dark Phoenix yet?
No.
No.
Talk to me.
Nah.
I know people didn't like it. How did it end?
She spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
She takes I don't even know what to call this character because they don't really give her a name. I think she's the White Queen.
Okay.
Or, I don't know. Is that Emma Frost?
That is Emma Frost.
Okay, it's not Emma Frost. It's some weird alien that disguises herself as a moderately attractive blonde lady in all white.
Uh-huh.
She's trying to take the Phoenix Force, or at least use Jean, who has the Phoenix Force.
Is the Hellfire Club in this at all?
No.
Oh, okay.
She's trying to use Jean Grey or steal the Phoenix Force so they can repopulate their race on Earth, because the Phoenix not only destroys, but can be the catalyst for life.
Right.
So they're trying to start their place over. And it ends with Jean taking her up into space and they blow up.
Oh.
So the whole movie, very misleading, kind of from. It is and it isn't misleading from the credits, like the trailer. The trailer makes you seem like Jean's evil, right?
Right.
She just has no control over this power.
Right.
And there's the same stuff that we saw in Last Stand, where like Xavier's hiding stuff from Jean.
Right.
Like he hid memories from her, and once the Phoenix Force in space like entered Jean, like the breakdown started happening in her mind.
Right.
And
why were they in space in the first place?
they were saving people.
Oh.
In this movie, it takes place about, I don't remember when Apocalypse takes place. If it's 10 years.
Okay.
Like I know it's sometime in the 80s. So this is set in 92. The X-Men are working with the U.S. government to do missions and save them, and blah blah blah. They go into space. She gets the Phoenix Force, and like most of the movie is just like her power just escaping. She kills Mystique.
Huh.
Magneto finds out. He's pissed. Beast is pissed, and they like are trying to kill her. It was just. It wasn't good. It wasn't. I'm not gonna say it's the worst thing I ever saw.
What was after the credits?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Oh my god.
I'm sure there probably was something.
Right.
Because that's just what they do. But
right.
once the merger happened, why would you tease people for a future that's not going to be?
Nah.
But some of the things, and this is not even specific to the movie. I guess it's to the X-Men franchise as its own. We were talking earlier how like what happened to Magneto in those 6 years?
Yes.
So let's not even talk about that 6 years. Let's talk about how none of the characters age.
True.
First Class takes place in the 60s.
Oh, yeah, it does, doesn't it?
And here's 30 years later, and the only person who appears to be older is Xavier because he lost his hair in Apocalypse from the freaking transfer thing. Like,
power thing.
Nobody looks older. The teenagers don't look older, and this takes place years after that movie.
Charles lost his hair.
You can maybe be like, well, Beast doesn't need to look older because he's blue, but he's
Beast.
Not always blue in the movie in these movies.
Shit, he's blue.
Jennifer Lawrence, like her nature of her power, she doesn't need to look older.
She can change whatever she wants.
But nobody looks their age. Magneto should be an old man at this point.
Because he would be like in his 60s, right?
Probably. Or 50s.
Yeah.
Let's like assume he's somewhere in his mid-20s in First Class.
Well, I mean, he was also like a World War II prisoner.
Yeah, he was a Holocaust survivor, so he should have been.
He was like 12 or something at that point, right?
Maybe
like 7 or 8.
Something young.
Between that age.
A boy.
Yeah.
Not
yet a teenager.
The thing that bugged me most about the X-Men films wasn't even Last Stand.
Right.
It was when they first did First Class, I was interested.
Right.
I was like, oh, cool, it's a prequel. And then they did Days of Future Past.
Huh.
Which was really good.
Right.
It was a sequel to the prequel and a sequel to the failed franchise, and it kind of corrected the timeline.
Right.
Or at least reset the bad timeline. You're like, oh, cool, they can make movies again with the original cast if they so choose.
Right.
They decide not to.
Right.
They go down the, younger cast thing. But then they try to do things where you make it seem like these are all prequels to
the X-Men
the
movies.
first X-Men movie.
Well, because they even have Logan in the First Class movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they do Dark Phoenix, which takes place, like you said, 6 to 8 years before the first X-Men movie. So she loses control of her powers twice?
Yeah.
And, nobody, thinks anything of it the second time around? It's just...
And also, all of a sudden, Storm, crazily ages. And,
yeah. And, and Xavier retires at the end of this one.
From what?
Being a headmaster, whatever. He leaves the School of the Beast.
Oh. Where does he go?
New York City. Him and Magneto are playing chess at a cafe at the end of the movie.
Oh God. They're such old people.
So they try to make it seem like they're prequels, even though they're not.
They're not. Yeah.
And they can't get their own timelines straight. They fucked up 2 timelines. Well, speaking of timelines.
Okay.
Endgame.
Yes.
Thought about another thing today that kind of grinds my gears.
Somebody actually on Reddit posted a web of the timelines that would have had to happen. It makes no sense.
It's not that complex.
Well,
There's 3 timelines.
Yeah, and they all circle back on themselves multiple times so these stones can be where they need to be. And he needed to return the hammer. Like one of the things that people were saying was between when Thor stole the hammer from the past.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the hammer left Thor. And that's why it was on Earth, because Captain America just threw it into the ground.
No, that's stupid.
I know, but it would make sense.
No, because that happens in Thor 2, not Thor... He steals the hammer from Thor 2, not Thor 1.
Oh, yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah. People on Reddit like to overthink a lot of things.
Yep.
But anyways, there's 3 timelines, but that's not what grinds my gears. In Infinity War, when they're going to Titan, right?
Right.
And Doctor Strange is like, can you turn this thing around?
Right.
And Tony's like, I don't know if that's a good idea, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Now, one thing that when I saw it the first time, I was thinking, like, if he's so desperate to get back to Earth,
right,
why doesn't he just make his little portal?
Right.
And I'm like, maybe it's something he can't do between planets. Like, maybe he can't make a portal on Titan to connect to Earth. So I didn't think much of it. I didn't think much of it.
Because he has to be able to visualize where he's going. That's how they did it in the movie.
Yeah.
He when the Ancient One trapped him on Mount Everest, he had to imagine Carmitage to come back.
Yeah. Still, I mean, you could imagine what his bedroom looks like, even if he's flying through space.
Right.
So I didn't think much of it. I'm like, maybe there's restrictions on the power since he's, in space. Maybe it's something he can't do from that great of distance. Yeah. But then I was thinking about today.
I mean, he doesn't get magic from Earth.
I understand that, but there could still be limitations to how far he can travel.
I guess.
And I was thinking about it today. I'm like, wait a minute. In the end of the big battle,
right?
He has a portal open from Titan to Earth.
Yeah.
And they step through it.
He also has dozens of portals open when the armies come through from all across the universe.
Well, I'm assuming that's other sorcerers too.
They are, because the other sorcerers are opening the portals.
But
because Wong is there
and the fact that the Ravagers or whatever were there, so clearly he can make portals from space. That was super
cool, by the way, that all the Ravager ships came in.
But clearly he can make portals from space. So why on Earth did they not do that in Infinity War?
And go back.
And go back to try and stop him from getting the Mind Stone.
I don't know.
And I think I'm the first person to think of this because I haven't seen anyone else talk about it on the internet.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So you heard it here first. Can't get their own movies right next to each other. It's not even we forgot about that way back 7 years ago when we did Thor 2.
Yeah. It's a bad mistake by their part.
Right? Ugh. Annoyed me.
But I mean,
and he hadn't seen the futures yet either.
Yeah.
So it's not even he's I got to stay on this path.
Yeah.
They're flying through space.
He could have just.
He wants to go home. You can make portals.
Yeah. You're not wrong. The one thing that I wonder about, so during the final fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's holding back the water with some big cyclone.
Yeah.
Why don't you just teleport the water somewhere else?
Maybe. I don't know.
They were able to open up portals big enough that multiple airships
that's something
could
he's got to keep going, right?
I mean,
portals got to stay open.
Yeah, but
I mean, you're
he does this 5 or 6 times and then it opens.
Oh yeah, that's right. He doesn't keep doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Why didn't he freeze it? Use magic to freeze it or something.
Yeah, he would.
Why didn't they invite?
He would have known it by then. Yeah.
All right.
Many reasons that movie was not good, and that is one of them.
I won't say Endgame's not good. It's just
Endgame was bad.
No, it wasn't bad. It
was a bad movie. I didn't like it.
Lucas didn't like it. I liked it. It's just, I don't know. I wish they would have stayed away from time travel.
Yeah, you and me both.
no better than the X-Men.
Make a Future Foundation movie. That's all I want.
All right, we should probably wrap this up because I went on about Dragon Ball meets Marvel.
You did.
For like too long. If you want to cut that out, I'm not.
No, we'll leave it in. It's got to stay in.
We can make a little like special. Listen to some crazy man rant about it.
Listen to this boy get crazy.
When he throws the hammer at Frieza, it's gonna be Mir Mir Hameha.
Oh my god.
All right. Any manga to talk about before we wrap up?
No,
I'm still behind on One Piece.
My cousin's going to Otakon in DC.
Oh, nice. David?
No, Vinny.
Oh.
He's gonna go and see some weeb stuff.
Cool.
I found that very funny. It's very expensive.
Nice. Oh, well, quickly, I guess, to wrap this up and a little preview for what I want to do. So we're going to that Comic-Con in 2 weeks, correct?
Yep.
You should video me buying a lot of comics. We'll have like a comic hunter kind of thing. Oh, God. Like, we'll do like a video diary.
Uh-huh.
It could be cool added content.
Yeah, all right. I'll think.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to be the one buying, not you.
Yeah, and I'm going to... The issue is recording and conventions and stuff like that, you usually need to, like, get proper, like, stuff signed.
I don't know, not if you're just doing
I don't know.
On your phone?
In New York Comic Con, they have a big issue about it because New York State has issues with recording.
That's different. There are going to be panels there. This is just a bunch of guys selling their books.
True. I don't know. I'll look into it. We'll find out. I would like to do it though.
Comic Hunter.
Yeah.
Like.
Say goodbye to them.
Goodbye. Thanks for listening. Subscribe. Follow us on Twitter. Splash Panel Pod.
You didn't even post the other way. How have you not figured this out?
Oh man.
It's just over there.
Okay, left kneecap from now on. Splash Panel Pod.